Tonight, a dark day in the city of light. Islamic killers unleash their terror in Paris, targeting a magazine that pokes fun at religion and radicals. 12 people are dead.
With everything broken inside and many bodies inside.
There were 3 gunmen, 2 brothers and a teenager who's barely more than a boy. Tonight, the world is united against them and what they stand for.
This is 10 Eyewitness News with Natasha Belling.
First tonight, their methods are bloodthirsty and barbaric, and they chose targets who were armed only with pencils and a sense of humour. Muslim terrorists have unleashed hell in the Paris headquarters of a weekly magazine that is famous for poking fun at all religions, including Islam, but all faiths have felt the sting of its satire. By the time they fled, 12 people were dead. These are 2 of the 3 killers, brothers aged in their 30s, who previously tried to recruit terrorists and had spent time in Syria fighting for ISIL. The 3rd gunman is a teenager, aged just 18. Among the victims, this policeman, Ahmed Mirabay, who was shot in cold blood on the street. What they didn't know is that he, like them, was a Muslim. Of course, the difference is Mirabay took an oath to help and protect his fellow man. Unlike the recent events here in Sydney at the Link Cafe and last year's attack on the Canadian Parliament, these murderers were experts, probably soldiers who were highly skilled and trained to kill. Daniel Sutton begins our coverage.
It is the final minute of the massacre, as the gunmen shoot at their final victim. A police officer lying on the ground, he's been hit but is alive. Arms raised, he pleads for mercy, but is executed. The gunmen holding AK-47s jog away calmly. One shouts they have avenged Muhammad. They climb into their getaway car, stopping casually to pick up a shoe. Then, calmly, they drive away. To get inside the building, they'd threatened a female staff member who unlocked the door. The killers separated men and women and asked for cartoonists and journalists by name, then shot them dead.
It was a very terrific scene with no electricity, with everything broken inside and many bodies inside.
Names in French publishing. Their magazine was known for taking aim at all religions, but extremist Islam was the butt of many jokes. A tweet just yesterday poked fun at the leader of ISIL. The killing spree lasted between 5 and 10 minutes. Dressed all in black, they wore bulletproof vests and had deadly aim.
At least one of the individuals that fired that weapon had some sort of military training.
French police have identified the suspects as Paris-born brothers, Sayed Kouachi, aged 34, and Sharif Kouachi, who served 18 months jail on terrorism charges. Hamid Murad, an 18-year-old homeless man, has also been named. Police raided this apartment block. The teenager reportedly handed himself in, claiming he has an alibi.
Violence extrême a tué 12 personnes.
The French president called the attack cowardly, the victims heroes, and declared a national day of mourning. In a Parisian square, tens gathered, holding signs of solidarity for the dead. They were killed by people who don't want generosity or tolerance or humanity, says this man. It's awful. The office of Charlie Hebdo was firebombed in 2011, a day after it carried a caricature of the Prophet Muhammad. Defiantly, the magazine's editor declared, "I'd rather die standing than live on my knees." The police bodyguard he'd been given was killed alongside him. The officer slain on the footpath, Ahmed Mirabay, may share a religion with his killers, but that is their only common ground. A man who swore an oath to protect, murdered by men aligned only with evil. Daniel Sutton, 10 Eyewitness News.
12 people have been murdered and many more injured. But the true intent, of course, is to wound freedom everywhere. And to that end, political leaders, men who are inspired by hatred and horror, have failed once again. Ursula Hager has been watching the reaction from Canberra. Ursula, from Washington to Europe and here at home, there has been condemnation